powering along. Thinking about my dad. He had surgery the other day and I had to drive him to surgery. My dad. Trying to explain to him about business. How you open and operate a business. He has zero clue as to how to start or run a business. In his mind, now keep in mind, my dad is one of those guys who watches CNN for his news and believes everything that they say is 100% legit. And everything else that you might find as far as news on the internet is fake news. Let me see my shirt. There's my cameras. I'm going to be all distorted. He literally, because CNN tells him, oh, anything you find else, it's not us, it's fake. He believes it because he's from that old school thought of legacy media. And then I said, Dad, look around. If you go up and down the shoreline of Lake Huron, kind of where we live, there's multi-million-dollar house after multi-million-dollar house. Who do you think owns that? Now, I already knew his answer would be doctors and lawyers. No clue. I'm like, Dad, no. There's not that many doctors and lawyers up here. It's a small town. There's like 4 lawyers in town and 2 doctors. It's business people. All the businesses you see in this town, grocery stores, oil change places, supply places, hardware stores, they're all owned by someone like me who did it one of 2 ways. Either it was in family inherited business, like passed down from the father and mother to the kids or whatever, which is very common up here. Or somebody like me had an idea and either got some backing from friends and family, money put up, and said, I have this idea, I think I can make it work, I can make some money. Or they saved up money and got their credit game right and got a loan, went to a bank, proposed it, they gave them the money, boom, they started it. And now they're millionaires. Or, some of them may not be millionaires, but they may have $1 million houses on the water. Or, there's multi-million-dollar houses everywhere. Except he doesn't realize that because he doesn't go anywhere. He hasn't left his little tiny town in 27 years. He doesn't drive around or go anywhere. He just goes to the grocery store and back. That's it. Buys the cheapest on sale, markdown, everything past the sell date. He buys everything, freezes it. And he thinks that everybody else in the world is rich or stupid for buying like regular food or for driving. If you try to tell him like the average pickup truck is, try to say, yeah, the average pickup truck today is like 70,000. Oh no, it's not. There's not. God, yeah, it is. I Google it. And he doesn't even believe Google. I'm like, yeah, Dad, the average pickup truck today is, I don't know, starts at about 55, 60, but you know what? If you want cruise control, you're putting in anything else, you're talking about 70 G's. And you could get up to 100. Oh, no, that's not true. That's impossible. I'm paying $100,000. They'd have to be rich. I'm like, no, Dad. To survive comfortably today, you have to make $90,000. How do they do it? Well, they 2 people in a household, 2, 3 people in a household, or they just, a lot of them just collect welfare and don't do nothing, or work under the table, whatever. He just doesn't understand that the people who are rich in this world, no, because in his mind, CNN tells him that everything's owned by billionaires, evil Republican billionaires who just want free tax breaks and oppress everybody else, keep the middle class down. No clue, 0 clue of reality. Lives in an absolute bubble of delusion. And it's remarkable that someone who's supposedly, semi-intelligent and kind of not brilliant, that's for sure. But he did go to college for a couple years, but he's just lived in a bubble his whole life. So he doesn't know anything other than the reality that's fed to him on CNN. And the notion of starting a business, oh, you're going to spend a bunch of money and you're going to waste it and you're going to fail. I'm like, dude, if that people thought like that, there would be no businesses in his mind. But the billionaires could start businesses. No, Dad. The average business in America, 99% of them, is owned by just a guy like me who had an idea. I try to explain my publishing company how it makes money. He's like, oh, I don't want to hear about it, blah, blah, blah. He starts groveling. I'm like, why wouldn't you want to hear about it? Your son, I'm making money. It's a great gig. I'm doing what I enjoy. In his mind, legitimately, he thinks I'm scamming people. In his mind. He's like, how could somebody pay you $10,000 without ever meeting him? To him, it's a scam. There's got to be some scam you're working. I'm like, no, Dad. I ghostwrite their book or I publish their book. I do for them what they can't do for themselves, which is edit, polish, proof, format, storyboard, do all the work that needs to be done when you publish a book. And my dad has read a couple of my books years and years ago when they were handwritten, so He never even really read my work, so he has no idea what I do. And it's just remarkable that, my own father, who you would think would believe in me the most, would see, because, if my dad said, here's 10 grand to help you out with your marketing, I tried to tell him. I didn't ask, I wouldn't ask him for it. I never would do that. But the fact is, if I had, like I said, if I could afford 10 grand a month for marketing, I could make $100,000 a month off my publishing business. No joke, 100 G's. I would hand select, 5 or 8 clients, high end, who would pay me $20,000, $15,000, $20,000. And then I would hire people to do a lot of the work. I would do the main storyboarding and formatting of the story itself. And then I would pay someone else to do the editing, the line editing, the proofing, the formatting, and the publishing. Or Maria could do it. And so it just takes marketing. And I kind of was trying to explain to him that, but he's like, oh, you're going to end up losing a bunch of money. No, Dad, no concept of how social media works, zero. I try to explain to him there's an algorithm. If I target middle-aged men, aged 30 to 65, book lovers, socioeconomic class in the $90,000 to $150,000 a year, or 90 plus a year. The social media algorithm for a sponsored ad will find those people, put an ad for my company in their face. So when that person goes, I've been thinking about writing a book for years, a novel, a self-help book, a promotion for his business, he goes, oh, check this guy out. There's a lot of self-publishing companies, but trust me, I can show my body of work, have referrals, and just say, hey, listen, I'll beat anybody's price and do a better job. If you don't believe it, read my books. Just read my books. That's all I'm saying. Talk to me in 2 weeks. Download my books or order them, read them. In 2 weeks when you're done reading, call back and you tell me what you think. And when they do, they call back and say, yeah, let's do this. Let's work together. Because they always say, if you can make my book like that. I said, I can't make your book like mine, but I can make your book the best book it is. If you have a great concept for a book, whatever it is, I'm going to teach you how to deliver it in a way that affects the reader's mind. If it's a call to action, whatever, I'm going to penetrate the emotions and create an emotional response from the book. And that is your goal. If you can elicit an emotional response from your readers, you'll sell books and you'll be successful. And I sell them on that. Boom, they hire me. But all that is Chinese to my dad. He's just like, his head explodes. None of it makes sense. I tried to tell him about the radio station. That's even worse. Sure, you got a radio station. Sure, pal. I'm like, no, Dad. I didn't even try to open the app and show him and say, Dad, look, this is my radio station. I have 22 shows running 24 hours a day. News at the top of the hour. All these different hosts. In his mind, he literally dead eyes. When I tell him that, he's just like, does not register. You need to get a job, You need to get a job making $18 an hour, man. You'll be good. Like, Dad, $18 an hour is minimum wage. I drive a 60-mile round trip, hard on my car to pull $500 a week, and I can make 3-4 times that from my computer. In his world, if I'm making money from the computer, it's a scam of some kind. It's like a hustle. I'm back to my old self. He doesn't understand the concept of providing a service or solving a problem, providing a solution for somebody else's problem. Doesn't register because he just went to work every day, 8 hours a day, made 40 grand a year, saved every penny, scrimped, on everything. His parents died, left him a couple hundred G's, and he's 80 years old and got a couple hundred racks in the bank, but he's never going to give none to me. And when he does die, I'm sure my sister's going to money grab it all. I'm in the will, of course, for half, but she's going to steal it all, 100%. My sister, she's not all there, so she's just going to money grab it, and it'll be that. So I'm not counting on that, and I wouldn't want it. I prefer that my dad would die broke. I told him, Dad, go take your money, spend it, go on some trips around the world, go to Europe, go on an African safari. You need another 5-6 years when money's all gone. Rack up some loans, man. Mortgage the house that's paid for. Get an equity loan. Just go have fun, man. You live one time on Earth. You're 80. You don't have much time left. He's like, well, you're going to end up with all the money. I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want your money. I'll make my own. He doesn't realize he's like, well, this is going to be your retirement. I'm like, dude, first of all, 150 grand, whatever it is, that's not enough to retire these days. That's like 5 years, if you're lucky, not even. That's just barely surviving for 5 years. I don't care about your money for retirement. He doesn't understand what I do has the potential to make me very wealthy very fast with my books and the TV and a movie and the radio and the public, all of it. Doesn't click. It's just literally, his head explodes. just mind-boggling that an adult man. But it's really not surprising because there are millions of people like him who are CNN programmed, boomers who just have no clue of reality. They don't challenge what people are that's spoon-fed to them on the media. I try to tell them this and that. I try to tell them about the defense contractors. Dad, we have only 5 defense contractors in the country that we give trillions of dollars. No, you don't get yes, we do. We give trillions. No, you don't. All right, Dad, listen. We give trillions of dollars to the same 5 companies. None of them produce the same product because that would mean it'd be free open market capitalism, and they would compete. One would say, I'll make a missile for $1 million. The other one would say, I'd make it for 800. The other one would say, I'll make it for 6, 1 and 5, and 4, until we'd finally go, all right, this is the best guy for the deal, 20,000 for a missile. Now, the way it is, these guys say, I make missiles, you make computer systems, you make airplanes, you make bombs, you make that, and you can charge whatever you want. So you can charge $1 million to the American people for a $20,000 bomb. You can charge them $1 million. Who's going to say not? Well, of course, out of that $1 million, a couple $100,000 per missile goes to the kickback to the senators who signed the bill to get do the defense contracting. So the money gets spread around to all these evil politicians who give the kickbacks. And Dad, you have no idea. Like I tell them that doesn't register, which is shocking. But Dad, you can do the research. You can sit on you can literally listen in on Senate hearings. All of that again. I said, Dad, you can listen on Senate hearings. It's like, dude, all of this stuff. If they say Trump said something, you could actually Google it to see if he said that. And if they tell you he said this, and then you'll go back and listen to it, and it's totally something else. Yeah, Dad, they lie. They make stuff up. They take sound bites. They twist everything. And I've been a victim of it myself, where they take things I've said and put it together and make it sound like I'm lying. I'm like, Dad, that's what people do today. So you have to challenge what is out there and do your own homework and research and look at the data and this and that. Yeah, if I tell them, Dad, they're trying to turn kids into transgenders when they're 5, 6 years old. I'm like, no, they're not. Oh, they're not doing that. They're just a couple of people. I'm like, Dad, the entire leftist community is trying to program children to be non-binary, and so they don't even know what they are, men and women. The left, your party that you support, can't even define a woman, can't even say what a woman or man is. They think there's multiple genders, when in fact there isn't. None of it registers to them, man. Like, Dad, the borders are wide open. They're bringing millions of immigrants in, or illegal aliens. Oh, they're asylum-seeking migrants. No, Dad, they're illegal aliens here for a free handout. Dad, we're paying for it, because he doesn't pay for it. He's not working anymore. I said, I'm paying for it. It's coming out of my taxes, Dad. Oh, no, the government's paying for it. I'm like, Dad, the government is us. We pay the government. It doesn't register to them. I'm like, they brought 10 million aliens in the last couple of years, knowing that the body of government, which is this one, who gives them a free Obama phone, fee card, $10,000 credit card, free housing, free healthcare, free education, free everything. The party that gave it to them, they're going to vote for and keep it going, right? Naturally. So this is what 10, 20 million illegal aliens who are here criminally can sway the election. And they know that. And it can keep them in power forever. So just come on in. You know that, right, Dad? Nothing registers. It's bizarre, man. How a grown man can just look at the world and just be in the tiniest little bubble, absolutely clueless. Mind-boggling. I'm just saying. That's my rant of the day.